Hello, everyone, and welcome to Centennial Ice Arena for CTN's live coverage of girls high school hockey. The Cougars hosting the Bluebirds from Champlin Park, Coon Rapids. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro up above the action, and Howie, the Bluebirds got their season off to a start over the weekend, a 2-0 loss. Really some good things in that first game, but they need to find some offense.
Yeah, you know, and I talked to Coach Coltis yesterday, and we talked about, or actually today, and we talked about some of the things that they took out of that first game. Felt that they played a poor first period, really felt that they won the second period and played even in that third period. They had chances to score. They obviously could not get the puck in the back of the net. They're looking to do so here tonight against Centennial.
Well, certainly, and there's a look at head coach Jim Coltis, and he'll be looking to a lot of different players, but certainly his senior captains for leadership.
Yeah, Mackenzie Baker is one of them, and you know we talked about some of the players that came back and had time from last year, and you know certainly Mackenzie's looking to be a leader on this team, and they're again looking for those quality wins, and this would certainly be an opportunity for them to get one in the second game of the season. And there's Allison Pitlick for Centennial, very good hockey player, a couple of goals in that 4-3 loss to Breck the other night. There's the head coach for the Centennial Cougars. That would be David Cole. His first year was the goaltender coach a year ago for Centennial and took this program over. Kept a couple of the coaches from that staff as well for the transition.
Cougars get the opening possession, push it deep into the Bluebird end. And the Birds unable to gain possession, played back out to the point. Thompson will dump it back in, broken up by Delaney Johnson for Champlin Park, Coon Rapids. And now a scramble along the board, puck poked free, and finally comes back out to center, and Thompson turns it around again. Delaney Johnson walking into the middle, into the Centennial end. Out front, goes to her backhand, tried to jam it past the keeper, but hit the side of the cage. And Centennial able to recover along the backhand boards.
Made a nice move in front of the net to give herself a little bit of an opportunity, did Delaney Johnson.
Gaudreau has it taken away by Johnson, and Johnson will head back to the other end. Well, Champlin Park, Coon Rapids, we talked about him, quality opponent to start the season against Burnsville, but certainly a quality opponent for the Cougars to start with as well, as they played Breck, the Bears, a perennial power in single-A hockey in the state of Minnesota. Good way to get your feet wet and see what you have to work with. Best way to do that is to play against the best. Pitlick moves it across far side for Lauren Parr. Plays it around behind. Lisney pokes it up the board. Kept in at the blue line, though, by Eichelberger. Played out front. And down low, Pitlick trying to smack at it with the backhand, but she was tied up with Lisney. Comes away with the puck. In the corner, Almich. Almich walking out. Blocker saved by Bailey Shuck. Hugged tight to her post. Caught back up in the corner. Pitlick will recover again. Pitlick trying to cut out. Went to her forehand and jammed it off of Bailey Shuck, but no chance from in that close. Good job keeping it in by Eichelberger at the line. Parr will just send it in deep. The Cougars getting a line change as they have worn out the Bluebirds deep in their own end.
And that's the key for Centennial, is keeping the pressure in on the Bluebirds end as well.
Centering pass broken up, taken away by Vizcalo. Vizcalo trying to move it up the near wing. Kept in again by Eichelberger at the blue line. Lisney will pass behind for Emily Peterson. And she plays at the length. That'll be icing. Face-off coming back in the Bluebirds' end.
Now CPCR needed a line change, got one there. So you take a look at head coach Jim Coltis, his second year as a skipper for this combined Champlin Park Coon Rapids squad. He felt that this team Centennial is similar to the Blaze of Burnsville. They don't have those two high-end players, but they have a lot of depth that can give you trouble.
Taken away by Francis, skates to the top of the circles, wrist shot, knocked down and covered by Bailey Shuck. will try it again.
Now we talked about Bailey in that first game in that loss to Burnsville. Really did a great job of keeping the Bluebird squad in it. Head coach David Cole, as we had a chance to speak with him a little bit before the contest.
I misspoke earlier. It was only 1-0.
It was 1-0, correct.
Peterson trying to get it ahead to Sinjum. CPCR able to get to the Centennial blue line, but then turned around. Peterson pokes it out of her zone again. Back to Hawthorne. Dufresne high in her own zone. She'll turn up ice. Avoid the stick check there from Lure into the zone. Drops it off for Almich. Back out center. Pitlick didn't get anything on that shot. Still bouncing around, and Shuck just trying to cover it, is not able to. Swinging around to the near side was Almich, but good job by a defender to give Shuck time to get back into her net.
Delaney Johnson did a nice job of going to her knees to make sure if that shot was going to be attempted, she was going to try and get a piece of it.
Abby Peterson tripped up, and we're going to see our first penalty of the evening. It's going to go against the Centennial Cougars. And the Bluebirds go on to the power play.
Well, Coach Coltis thought his power play unit was played pretty well against Burnsville.
I'd say.
Yeah.
They had, what, 9, 10 of their 12 shots were on the power play?
Yep. Again, you'll see
their first power play had 7 shots on goal.
There's where the infraction happened. And we'll see if they can continue that trend here in their first power play opportunity of the evening.
Able to get it set up down low, as Kalo turns, now plays it out to Delaney Johnson from the top of the circle. That shot is blocked, and a race back to the other end. Bailey Shuck will just slide it to the far side where Lisney can collect. And Lisney fires it all the way down. That'll be icing. It'll face off back in their own end.
Not what they wanted on that particular instance. Lisney, another one of the players I thought had a nice evening.
She did.
Against Burnsville. A nice afternoon, I should say.
Baker, Bezcalo, and Johnson, the forwards. Haley Williams out there as well. Lisney, the only defender on the power play. Here still early in this first period. Cougars able to win the draw. At least force the Bluebirds to recover. Played up the far boards. Williams will skate with it as center. Pressured, pinned to the boards by Prado. Great job forcing the turnover and keeping the Bluebirds out of their end. Delaney Johnson chased back into the corner by O'Hara. And now skates up the center of the ice. Avoids the stick check by O'Hara, and now into the Centennial end. Backhands a pass behind the net. Collected far side by Baker. Up top, Lisney. Lisney, a wrist shot, missed wide. And deflected up and over by Bezcalo. Bezcalo back behind her own net. Up top, Baker. Looking at that far post, got it to Delaney Johnson, a rebound goal for Anna Bezcalo, the first goal of the season for the Bluebirds on the power play.
Yeah, again, nice job. The rebound comes right out to her, and she's able to poke it home. And CPCR on the board first here on the power play. And we talked about it, their power play unit has been efficient and effective here on this particular instance. You see it again. There's the backhand and then the rebound shot coming out in front.
Well, and it all started getting it out to the point. Good look from Baker. Little backhand forcing the keeper to play it. And at the back door all alone to cash in, and that is Anna Bezcalo. Gaudreau centers. It hopped right over the stick of Griefenhagen. Played up and out by Erica Tyson. Shack was bumped just as she let it go. Ends up missing wide. Williams tying up in the corner for the Bluebirds. Puck comes loose. Quick shot by Lisney, and that was deflected wide. Ends up in the near corner. Keeping it in is Peterson. A turn shot misses wide for Shack. Cougars will play it around far side. Williams slowing it down with Griefenhagen on the far side. Gets some help from Shack, who pokes it free. Pass a little too far in front of Tyson. And now mixed up along in front of the penalty box. It's dumped in by Williams, and a line change for the Bluebirds. Centennial out of their own end. Pass hit escape. Delaney Johnson able to turn it around for the visitors. Already up 1-0 on the power play goal by Biscallo. Shot by Baker, deflected and ends up in the corner. Biscallo played it back behind. Johnson able to keep it in at the blue line, sends it toward the net but wide. Biscallo, first one there, plays it back in deep. Recovered by Eichelberger. She's chased by Mackenzie Baker and then double teamed by Biscallo, who pokes the puck free. Baker had it momentarily, and then another steal by Delaney Johnson to take it right back from Olmich. Olmich ahead for Parr. Pitlick in the slot, partly deflected. Good stick by Sarah McClellan. Chance for Pitlick, point blank, is turned away by Shuck. And here's Abby Peterson to skate with it to center.
So far the
circles, looks for help, fresh off the bench. To take it is Sinjum.
So far the Cougars out shooting the Bluebirds 7-3. But the Bluebirds able to get the first tally of the night.
Golner, wrist shot, stopped and held by Bailey Shuck.
Yeah, smart decision by Shuck. Couple of red and white jerseys coming in off on that shot. Make sure that rebound doesn't go anywhere, just covers it up.
Hammond takes it off the boards, plays it back toward the keeper, and just scooped up into the trapper by Shuck. Tie up off the face-off. Bluebirds had it momentarily and then knocked off the stick of Emily Peterson. Played back out to center. Flipping it ahead is Golner. Loose puck recovered by Lisney. Lisney circling away from pressure. Pass for Tyson. Tyson hands it off to Williams. Williams slowed as she enters the zone. Griefenhagen can't clear though. Lisney trying to step through traffic. Puck comes free and Griefenhagen blowing back the other way. Avoids a stick check on Williams. Trying to walk through Peterson and does. Hauled down, no call. Ends up getting back up and getting that puck right back on the stick. Tied up now. Good by hustle. Peterson in the corner. There's Grace Hanula having it knocked off her stick. Francis circling, plays up top. Skipped away from Harthorn. She's able to recover. Shot from the point by Parr, misses everything into the near corner. Hanula trying to clear but can't get it out. So kept in by Dufresne, and now Peterson able to give it the old heave-ho to the other end of the ice.
Yeah, it just clears it enough where it's not going to be called icing, but get a little pressure out of their end.
Get some fresh legs out there as Pitlick takes another chance at the defense. Puck swept away by Lisney. Lisney able to battle for it and recover. Plays it to the line, but not out. Dufresne back down low for Olmich. Pitlick tripped up. Again, no call. Ends up with Baker skating the other way. Good back check on the play by Olmich. Dufresne trying to get out of the corner. Delaney Johnson poking at it for the Bluebirds. Comes free to Biscallo, plays it off the boards to herself and then down into the corner. Baker will give chase, but the Cougars will take over. Good saucer pass, but it skips away from Almick. Turned around by Emily Peterson. Harthorn puts on the brakes just before the blue line and resets back at the blue line. A turnover. Here's Sinjum walking in off the post.
Oh, what a great opportunity for the Bluebirds there. Sinjum with a nice steal and a walk into the net.
Bluebirds trying to bring some pressure. Lure trying to center. That didn't make it through. Back the other way comes Lauren O'Hara. O'Hara, wrist shot right into the midsection by Shuck, and she will hold on for another face-off. 5:25 to play in this opening period.
We're going to see here again. There's the
just a fan
tough,
on the pass.
Yep, tough fan on that, and Sinjum's going to hit the post. Did a nice job of getting past that defender and give herself an opportunity.
Lisney far side for Williams. Williams can't get it out. Played to the line, and again Centennial able to hold. Fired up the near side and down by Elena Hedlund, and that'll be icing. And we'll try again from the Champlin Park Coon Rapids end.
Well, so far, Joe, Centennial has really done a nice job of controlling the action down to the Bluebird end. And, you look at 11 shots versus 3 on goal for Centennial.
CPCR able to get it out, but Hammond backhands it back in deep. This one played just out of the zone. Chasing it back to her own line is Higher. Slides it through the middle, and that's going to come all the way down to Bailey Shuck. CPCR at least able to get it out to center again and force Centennial to regroup. That pass got away from Francis, and Williams not able to clear the zone before Lisney stepped in.
Unfortunately, it would have been a good opportunity for CPCR, not for the offside.
Biscallo trying to center, bounces around, a chance in close for Baker. Able to hold on was Stodero, as that one all of a sudden was right in front of her.
Yes, it was, and she had that between her. She had the puck between her pads.
Johnson wins the draw. Peterson back down low. That pass bounced away from Biscallo. She gives chase, trying to keep it in the zone. Abby Peterson near side, battling with Pitlick. Pitlick will come away, enter the zone, knocked off her stick. Olmec had it momentarily. Puck loose right in front of the Coon Rapids Champlin Park goal. Comes out to the point for it. Goldner, who now gets it in deep. And now we're going to see our first power play for the home squad. Chance right out front, and a point-blank save again by Bailey Shuck. Olmec was all by herself at the top of the crease, and Shuck shut the door. But Abby Peterson is going to the box. First penalty of the night for CPCR is a hook.
Now we'll get an opportunity to see the Bluebirds penalty kill unit here for the first time. You're going to see where the penalty occurred there. She brought her down to the ice.
Good keep-in at the line, but then Delaney Johnson, a steal, plays it to herself off the boards and forces it deep into the Centennial end. Francis will recover near corner with speed. Moves it ahead for Griefenhagen. Griefenhagen into the zone. Take it deep to the corner and behind the net. Moves it along for Gaudreau. Gaudreau trying to center. Good stick to get in there and break up the shot attempt, but a turnover right at the line and shot. Not a lot on it from Gaudreau, and save made by Bailey Shuck.
You see 121 on the penalty left on the Bluebirds. 3 minutes remaining in the period.
Dufresne's pass knocked away by Lure. Battle continues, comes back to Dufresne. Her pass carries out into the neutral zone, so Hawthorne has to retreat. Almich behind the net. Out front, point blank chance for Pitlick, turned away.
A great opportunity for the Cougars there, especially with your goal scorer right in front of the net.
Here's Pitlick again, trying to walk to the slot, then tried to slide it across to Almich, but couldn't get it out. And now Baker able to send it out to center. Dufresne regrouping at her own blue line. Here's Almich. Pitlick back to Almich. Walking in, her shot blocked away by Delaney Johnson to the far corner. Lisney can't get it out, kept in by Hawthorne. Johnson spins it up the boards where she can recover, and she will skate it out to center. Shot misses wide. Now Pitlick pokes it past, and there's another one. And Tyson just got caught flat-footed, and Pitlick tapped it around her, and so we're going to have a much longer power play. It'll only be 3 seconds of 5-on-3, but
yeah, and that occurred right in front of our official. Easy call.
Hard to miss that
but
one.
She knew because she looked back at the official. Yeah, I know. It was me. Hard to deny.
Haley Williams will take the drop. Pitlick able to win it for Centennial, but then lost out of the zone by Thompson. Williams battles and takes it away. Battles down the board with Griefenhagen. All the way into the corner. First penalty to Abby Peterson is over. It's only 2 seconds, 3 seconds left when Tyson took the second one. Griefenhagen pressured into the corner by Emily Peterson, able to come away with it behind the net. Now leaves it there for Francis. Back to Gaudreau. Back down low, Francis. Up top, Thompson across, and that pass carries out to the neutral zone for Goldner to retreat back into her own end. Griefenhagen fanned on the pass. Williams right there to take it for the Bluebirds. Just pokes it into the zone. She'll get a line change midway through this power play for Centennial. The second power play they're going to have almost 4 straight minutes of power play to finish out the first period. Almich across the top of the circle, slows, gives it back to Parr, backhand, not a lot on it, turned away by Shuck relatively easily. Almich shot, hit a skate and went wide. Into the corner, Lisney can't clear, kept in by Hawthorne. Here's Pitlick, poked away. Thompson, blocker save, into the corner, under 5 seconds remaining in the period. And the buzzer is going to sound before that shot gets taken. Centennial will go to the locker room trailing 1-0, but they will have 16 seconds of power play when we start the second period. We'll take a short break and hear from Champlin Park Coon Rapids head coach Jim Coltis right after this on CTN.
County hopes construction of the overpass can start in March or April and be finished by the start of the new school year.
Yes, I'm going to live to be 100.
Champlin Park, Coon Rapids, a 1-0 lead over the Centennial Cougars as we hit the first intermission. Most of the action at the other end, but the all-important one coming right there. Cashing in on the rebound goal on the power play was Anna Bezcalo. And then a turnover, and Sophie Syndrome had a great chance on the breakaway, and she wrung it off the post. Another look at that goal on the power play. Great look to Delaney Johnson at the back door. She just slaps it toward the net. And Bezcalo unchecked along the back door, pushing it home. But look at the shots on goal.
Well, yeah, and unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to talk to head coach David Cole of the Cougars. And what I would want to ask him is that he's got to feel that they controlled that first period. 19 shots on goal. Couldn't put any of them in the back of the net. But he's got to see a lot of good things from his squad in that first period, because really they did keep the puck down in the Bluebirds' end the majority of that first period.
Most definitely. They spent a lot of time and were very comfortable in the CPCR zone. The Bluebirds really having a tough time getting it past the blue line and getting any forward momentum. Just 3 shots on goal. They've got to be a little concerned. We talked about it a lot last game on Saturday, that the only time they're generating a lot of good pressure and getting a lot of shots is on their power play. 2 of their 3 shots in this first period on the power play. Yeah, and
I'm sure Coach Cole just wants to see that change in terms of some dominance down in the Cougar end. But you can rely on your goaltender for a lot of things, but you also have to be able to put the puck in the net. So
12 of 17 shots in game 1 came on the power play. Now 2 of 3. That means just 6 shots on goal when playing 5-on-5 through 4 periods. That's got to be a bit of a concern. But for Coach Coltis and the Bluebirds, they have the 1-0 lead. We'll drop the puck on period number 2 after this. Back at Centennial Ice Arena, the Champlin Park Coon Rapids Bluebirds a 1-0 advantage despite being heavily outshot.
Well, it's always nice if you're being outshot the way they are to have the lead. And now they just have to figure a way to put a little more offensive pressure in the Cougar zone.
Cougars will start the second period with a 16-second power play. Have not had a ton of pressure because this has been an ongoing power play. Briefly a 5-on-3 for about 3 seconds, but pretty much 4 straight minutes of power play. CPCR not able to clear the first time, but the second time gets it to neutral ice. And that pass was missed out of the reach of Griffinhagen. Oh, it's Prado, excuse me.
Well, now there's 6 shots on goal for Champlin Park Coon Rapids. Wasn't there 3 at the end of that first period?
Was.
Or is that just me?
It was. Okay. But I'm going to change it because 6 sounds so much better.
Much better. It's twice as good.
Well, and Centennial goalkeep would rather it was 6.
Correct.
Prado able to flip it out to center. Pitlick gives chase and gets there just in front of Abby Peterson. Those two tie up going into the corner, and quick grab of the stick by Pitlick went unnoticed by our official anyhow. Shot went wide, recovered down low, but CPCR getting again out hustled to the loose pucks. Bezcalo skating up the far wing. Ahead for Baker, who plays it in deep. Delaney Johnson on the near boards. Lost it to Almich. Almich comes away with it, fights through a hook that was also unseen by our officials. But not unnoticed by everyone. Lisney's shot deflected, and then Bounced off the glove of Stottero. Williams can't get past Almich in the corner. Gets some help from Shack. Kept in by Lisney. Pitlick recovers in the slot and then sends it to the line, but not out. Peterson can't keep it in. The Cougars will just fire at the length of the ice. They'll take the icing, get a line change, and get him a second chance.
Well, the Bluebirds putting a little bit of pressure on here early in this second period. Trying to see if they can generate some more offense.
Williams centers, nobody home. It's coming all the way back out. McClellan will chase it back to her own end. Griefenhagen right there with her. Griefenhagen wins the battle, comes away with it to Gaudreau from the face-off dot. And Williams got a piece of her stick. So nothing on that shot. Here's Williams back the other way, and her shot deflected wide by Francis. Played behind by Eichelberger. Francis backhands it to center ice. Lisney sent it ahead, tried to get it to Tyson, but Francis able to take it away for Centennial. Stopped up by Lisney and now played in deep by Madison Heyer. Sinjum checked, and you're not going to get away with one like that.
Nope.
Pretty easy call as Sinjum was sent into the boards, and the CPCR squad back on the power play.
As you talked about, Joe, earlier, you're going to see the penalty right here. She's checked into the boards.
It's a good solid hit.
Yeah, it's definitely a good solid, just can't do it. But again, the Bluebirds getting pressure on their power play unit. See if they can generate something here again.
Puck poked out by Harthorn. Johnson steals away the pass, gets it turned around for the Bluebirds. Hooked at by Pitlick. And the puck into the zone. Almich turns it right back around, turns on the Jets. Slides it out front. I think that went off the skates of Pitlick, but any way you slice it, ended up underneath Bailey Shuck.
Yeah, nice job just pushing that puck to the front of the net. And Shuck able to make sure she covered up. You can see just a good pass in front.
Well, this is a win for Centennial right now, just keeping CPCR in their own end on the power play. More than happy to scrum along the boards and take time off the clock. Williams comes away with it, though, and she will take the Bluebirds to the other end. Behind the net to Delaney Johnson, lost the handle. Griefenhagen backhands to the line, stopped up there by Lisney. Puck came out, that'll be offside. Just over midway through this power play.
Yeah, the Bluebirds not able to generate anything so far on this power play with just a shade under a minute remaining.
Knocked down by Emily Peterson across. Quick redirect by Tyson right on, but ready for it was Stottero. That shot hit traffic out front. Turnaround shot by Lure, and Stottero ready for that one as well.
Yeah, great opportunity there. That rebound came right out in front of the net.
Shuck leaves it there for Abby Peterson. Sends it ahead just out of the reach of Tyson. Back out to center. Peterson waits. Her pass deflected away. Shuck will come out and just bounce it off the boards back out to center, but it's Gaudreau who has possession, and she can kill some more time and get turned around and with speed into the zone. Trying to center. That was stopped up by Peterson. Tyson trying to clear. Glove down by Lure, and finally forced out to center by the Bluebirds. Poked at by Sinjum. Hawthorne will recover, though, and spin away in the corner. Just 2 shots on that power play. Grayson Ula down the left wing. Slides it back. That shot right into the midsection and easily swallowed up by Stotterow.
Cougars did a nice job of killing off that penalty. Really not letting any shots on goal in that power play opportunity for the Bluebirds.
Turnaround shot, not a lot on it from Hanula, but at least made Stotterow play the puck. Good hold at the line by Sinjum. Centering pass is off the mark. Good hold at the line this time by McClellan. Centennial forced back deep in their end again. Parr tries to skate out, now circles away from the pressure by Johnson. And Parr will try the left wing instead. Finds a little skating room to center. Tied up and taken down. A cry from the Centennial fans, but they will not get a call from the referee.
That's a little bit slow to get up. He's going to head to the bench.
A solid hit along the boards, but no call this time. Prado had it tipped off her stick, recovered at least momentarily. CPCR offside. Delaney Johnson had been knocked to the ice, so I had to wait for her to tag up. That's played back to the corner, but nobody there. Mackenzie Baker up top, skips away from Peterson, and here's a chance for Olmich on the breakaway. Olmich misses up high and out of play. Tried to go top shelf, got shucked to drop, but too much angle.
Yep.
And puts it out over the glass.
You can see it again. There's a misplay of the puck there. Did a nice job of moving in on the Bluebird net. But as you mentioned, too much of an angle up and over the top.
I'm not sure if Shuck got a piece of that or not. The referee certainly didn't feel she did as the faceoff came back outside the zone. That one misplayed behind the net, a centering pass, but Centennial able to get back in time. Biscallo with it again in the corner, pressured there by Thompson. Baker trying to center for Johnson. That was disrupted, and Centennial will play at the length of the ice, and that should be icing. And bring the faceoff right back to the Cougars side of the ice.
Yeah, Bluebirds putting a little bit of pressure now in front of the Cougar net. And the Cougars needing a change and a little less congestion in their end.
Williams off the draw, got it back to Tyson, and then taken away by Hawthorne. And now Francis sends it to center. Lisney will send it right back in for CPCR. Dufresne plays it off the boards. A lot of blue jerseys there to slow things down. Greifenhagen comes away with it, though, and slips it ahead for Gaudreau. Shot stopped and now covered by Bailey Shuck. As Greifenhagen was coming charging in, saw that puck just lying there. The goalie thought she had it in her trapper, but it was loose.
Yeah, she hesitated
momentarily.
Yeah, she hesitated for a brief moment too, as that puck sat there on the ice in front of the net.
Well, that was as long as it took her to look in her glove and go, "Whoa, wait,
it's not there.
Something is missing.
Something's amiss."
Gaudreau in the corner. Hedlund plays it to the line, kept in there by Torma. Williams will poke it out past Eichelberger, but then quickly turned around by Francis. Francis centering and just out of the reach of Gaudreau, bouncing puck. Hedlund plays it up the boards, kept in again by Torma. Lisney swings it around for Williams. Centering pass taken away by Pitlick, who's knocked off the puck. Again, draws an angry reaction from the student section because it happened right in front of them, and also our referee who decided it was not a penalty. It's only a penalty if they call it a penalty.
That's true.
Shot on, blocker saved to the corner by Shuck. Hedlund finally able to get it out of the zone and get herself and some of her teammates a line change. Williams continues to battle in the corner with Thompson. Puck comes free. Harthorn flips it out to center. Knocked down by Peterson. Tried to send it right back in. Instead, it was gloved nicely by Elia Johnson. Staying heads up over there.
That's right on the bench, making sure she protects her teammates.
You don't always. They have to wear their helmets, of course, because it's high school. But don't always see the keepers wearing their gloves when they are filling the backup role.
They're staying in the moment.
But yeah, she was ready for it. Gloved it down. Wow. Okay. The one referee did not put his arm up. The other did. And if that one's not called, I don't know what could be called.
Another opportunity now for Centennial to go on the power play. Had a couple of opportunities so far in this contest. Not able to score, of course. Holly Johnson's going to be in the sin bin.
CPCR able to win the draw, but Goldner holds at the line. Almich down low, trying to get it back. Bounced away from her. Goldner walking in. That shot didn't make it through. Rebound is good, though. Almich puts it in. And the Cougars have tied the game at 1.
And again, you pound away at it, you get that rebound, and Almich in the right place at the right time, able to find the back of the net and even this thing up at 1. And they finally able to come through on their power play opportunity. See it again, the shot from the point. There's the big rebound out front, and Almich able to put it in for the first goal of the night for Centennial.
Took just 15 seconds on the power play. Traffic out front. Shot is deflected right to Almich unchecked. And that one apparently did get out, so CPCR will be offside. 6:46 to play period number 2, and we're all tied 1-1 between the Cougars and the Bluebirds. Delaney Johnson chased by Griffenberger into the corner. Able to fend her off, but then pressure also from Gaudreau. Delaney Johnson played it all the way down. Not enough for icing. As getting there before it gets to the line is Hannah Thompson. Thompson had it poked away by Bizcalo, trying to get it to Baker. Thompson moves it along. And gotten out to center by Gaudreau. Delaney Johnson circling in her own end. Gaudreau pressuring. Back out to center. Lost it momentarily, gets it back, and now we'll dump it in. Try and get a line change, and Johnson lost an edge right after she dumped it in as she was looking to go get back, and she was not able to get to the line change. Good stick there by Lisney. Puck recovered, though, by Crowley. Johnson now will play it all the way down.
See the clock with about 5.5 minutes remaining in the period number 2. We're knotted at 1.
Goldner gets credit for the assist on the goal by Maya Almich. Both goals so far on the power play. This second period has been much better for CPCR.
Yes.
have played much more even with the Cougars than they did in the first when they were so heavily outshot. Unfortunately for them, they have given up the lead they once had. Sophie Sinjum into the zone. Can't get that shot past Hawthorne. Gets puck back, though, trying to center, and can't get it into the slot. That one went up and landed on top of the net. Stotero says that's a good spot.
Yeah.
We'll keep it right there.
Yeah, it went up and over her glove and just landed on the top of the net.
It's just how she planned it.
Yep, exactly. She willed it.
Good win on the face-off. The shot misses wide. Into the near quarter. Deep pinch from Emily Johnson. CPCR trying to keep Centennial bottled up a little bit. Instead, it nearly turned into a 2-on-1. Pitlick ties up with Peterson along the end boards. Puck played out to the point. Sinjum blocks the shot and has some space as she enters the zone. Misses wide to the far side. And Olmec looking to pass, and icing waved off as Peterson gets there just in front of Pitlick. Lures pass, kicked to center by Sinjum. Torma sends it back in deep for Centennial. And Peterson will cover behind her own net. Near side, Sinjum. She will dump it in, get a line change. Pass misfired, and then that one kind of handcuffed Baker, got between her legs. Played back in deep by Peterson. Baker able to poke it free back behind the net. Delaney Johnson there to tie up along with Gollner. Biscallo battling. Baker supporting. Puck swatted back into the corner. Francis first one there. Tried to slide it ahead, and that's played out front for Biscallo. Blocker to the corner by Stotero. Opportunity for Centennial to get the odd man rush, but instead the Cardinals broke it up. Well, they're going to
call them up.
It's icing.
Yeah, they called it icing. You see the time remaining, 2:40. And you mentioned it, the Bluebirds doing a better.
Quick shot off the face-off. Save made by Shuck. CPCR able to quickly get it out of their end. Williams flips it into the zone. That one came back out, and there's the whistle for the offside. A little delayed. But I think that puck clearly came out in front of Erica Tyson. Hawthorne across. Dufresne can't get it out. Still fights for it. Gets it ahead to Parr. Parr skating through the top of her own zone. Puck poked off her stick. Haley Williams back the other way. Williams a shot through traffic. Easy save for Stotero. Centering pass. Nobody there at a blue jersey. Parr recovers in the far corner. Bumped. And the pass taken away by Williams. Numbers prevail for the Cougars, and Hammond races the other way for Centennial. Slowed and stopped up by McClellan, and here's Delaney Johnson walking in one-on-one. Goes for a backhand spinning shot, and the save made with the stick of Stotero. Hammond up ice. That pass taken away by Mackenzie Baker. Tried to flip it back off the boards for Biscallo. But it's Hawthorne that intercepts and takes it back behind her own net. Less than 90 seconds to play here in the second period. Delaney Johnson with a steal, trying to find some room. A shot that was partially blocked and then saved away by Stotero. Biscallo recovers mid-boards, had it stolen there, but now kept in at the line by Abby Peterson. That shot deflected and ends up in the corner. Baker recovers. Back out to Peterson at the point. Peterson's shot hits some traffic, ends up in the near side. Baker out to the point for Lisney. Lisney back to Baker. Back to Lisney. Back down to Delaney Johnson. Delaney Johnson lost the handle a bit, now has to regroup out at center ice. Abby Peterson to Allie Lure. Lure into the zone. Lure shoots, misses high. And it's recovered by the Cougars. Prado able to play it out to center. Stopped up there by Hannah Lisney. Harthorn will go to the other side for Olmec. Olmec, the goal scorer for Centennial in this period. Goal came on the power play to even things up. This one just sent back into the corner by Thompson. And that'll do it for period number 2. A first period power play goal for CPCR. A second period power play goal for the host Cougars. We're all tied up, headed for the third frame. We'll take a break and be back with more from Centennial Ice Arena after this. You're watching live Girls High School Hockey on CTN.
Downfield, Milwaukee behind the defense has the catch, and he is gone.
Great showing in the 100 butterfly. But you can't quite catch the leader. And it's hard to throw you for a loop. So.
No, not when it comes to swimming.
Ice Arena, the Centennial Cougars and Coon Rapids Champlin Park Bluebirds tied at 1 after 2. We're joined now by Centennial head coach David Cole. And Coach, a lot of good energy from your girls in that first period, but the pressure didn't pay off till period number 2. It's got to feel good being back in it and tied up.
Absolutely. We carried a lot of play throughout the game, and we were finally rewarded with that power play goal, and nice job of the kids staying perseverant.
You know, Coach, you and I talked about the fact this is the first year for you in terms of being the head coach, and these girls are learning new systems. You know, how do you think it's progressing now? You know, only the second game of the year, but through 2 periods, how do you feel that they're progressing and picking up what you want to do and what you want to accomplish?
Yeah, it's a steady progression for us, and we're really also trying to build on all the great tradition that's been established here over the years. Certainly, Christy King has been a great steward of this program for a while, and I was here last year as a goalie coach, so I'm not unfamiliar with this group, but we're young. We're young throughout the lineup, and even some of our upperclassmen haven't played a ton of varsity minutes, so it's going to be a process, but they're engaged, they're working for each other, and we're excited about our opportunity this year.
Well, conference opener, tied going to the third period. What's your message to the girls before you head back on the ice?
Just continue to work hard and communicate. I think that's a big part of high-level girls hockey. When they communicate on the ice, we can support one another and we can attack and defend in layers, and we've got goaltending too, so that's obviously a big help for us.
All right, well, thanks for joining us, Coach. Good luck in the third period. We'll take another break. Be back with more from Centennial Ice Arena after this. You're watching CTN's live coverage of girls high school hockey.
This is my kingdom come. This is my kingdom come.
Hi, I'm Ryan Nagasu, 2010 Olympian and bronze medal winner of the 2014 U.S. Championships. I knew I loved skating at the age of 5, and now it's become my life passion. Find your skating passion at the Coon Rapids Ice Center. Classes are available all year round. It could be the place where your skating dreams come true. See you on ice.
Back at Centennial Ice Arena, the Cougars and the Bluebirds tied at 1 after 2. Joined now by Champlin Park Coon Rapids head coach Jim Coltis. And Coach, are you concerned with how much pressure is being put on in your defensive end?
Well, we felt we were a little bit better that period. You know, they buzzed us pretty hard the first period. We were pretty slow getting out of the gate. But, you know, we were okay. We're hanging in there 1-1. You're on the road. You're up 1, down 1. That's all you really want to do is be in that position to win in the third period.
Obviously, it's early, Coach, and you had talked about the slow start against Burnsville, and again, a slow start here. Does that concern you going forward, or is it just something as this season progresses that you'll continue out of?
Well, you know, I mean, we're going to change our routine a little bit for how we warm up. I'm going to put one of the coaches in charge of that. We were just talking about it now. And we're not going to sit here and wait around for, 5-10 games, see if this changes a little bit. So we're going to change up how we're going to warm up and try to get a little bit better jump out of the gate.
Well, 1-1 after 2 in the conference opener on the road. What's your message to the girls before heading back on the ice?
Well, like I told them, I said, you're on the road in a conference game, section opponent, and it's 1-1 game, and we have an opportunity to go and steal one here out of their place.
All right, well, good luck. Thanks for joining us. Good luck in the third period. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from period number 2. Both teams able to cash in on the power play to get us to the 1-1 score. And as Coach Coltis talked about, a little more pressure from his squad in period number 2. They were able to balance things out a little bit better, get some good looks, but Centennial able to get some better looks. They get a breakaway right there, and Almec fired it up and over, but she would later be the one to cash in on the power play. That shot hit traffic, and the ricochet went right to Almec, who put it in the wide open cage to even the score. And that's where we're at, heading to the third.
Yeah, just 13 shots on goal for the Bluebirds through 2 periods, and I know that's something that, and you always talk about a minimum of 10 per period is what you'd like to see, and that's something that they obviously want to continue to work on.
As long as the number at the top is even or in your favor,
doesn't matter.
It turns out it's enough, but you'd certainly like to get some more pucks on net than they have so far. But the important one is the one that goes across the goal line and lights the lamp. Who will light it next? We'll find out. Third period coming up next on CTN.
Plants throws deep downfield. Milwaukee behind the defense has the catch, and he is gone.
Great showing in the 100 butterfly. She can't quite catch the leader. And it's hard to throw you for a loop.
No, not when it comes to swimming.
Back in Centennial Ice Arena, just about ready to get the third period underway. Centennial 1, Champlin Park, Coon Rapids 1. It all comes down to the final 17 minutes.
Now, Coach Coltis looking for a little bit of a spark from his squad here in period number 3. Certainly talked about the slow start in period number 1, despite the fact that they got the goal on the power play.
Well, Bailey Shuck had a very strong first period. McKenna Stadero has been equally sound at the other end, as Coach David Cole talked about. Of course, as a head coach, a former goalie coach, I'm sure he's especially tuned in to what's happening between the pipes for his squad. Centennial with a play to center, and that's going to get Delaney Johnson 2 minutes as she stood Goldner up along the boards and sent her to the ice. And just 19 seconds in, Centennial goes on the power play.
Yeah, Delaney is certainly not happy with the fact that she got called, but
if the arm stays down.
Yeah, she wouldn't have been called, but she extended the arm.
Yeah, arm came up.
Yeah. No, not the way CPCR wanted to start this third period, shorthanded right away.
Fanning on the one-time attempt was Goldner. Puck ends up in the corner where Pitlick can recover. Back up top to Goldner. Snapshot through traffic, ends up in the near corner. Almec trying to walk off the boards, gets to her forehand. Pitlick is shot, save made. Rebound was loose. Fortunately for CPCR, Tyson able to get to it. Great save by Thompson at the line, but Lisney able to block the shot and send Williams back the other way.
Good job by Williams tying her up down in that end.
For
taking time
sure.
off the clock.
Pitlick back to Almick, has to kick it back to her stick. And now Pitlick into the zone. Gets around Lisney. Tried to get back to her forehand, lost the handle. Tyson will get there first and send it all the way down as we're under a minute remaining on the Centennial power play. One shot on goal. It was a good opportunity for Pitlick. It left a juicy rebound, but fortunately for the visiting squad, they were able to get there first and clear it away before anyone could poke it into the open net.
And then the icing by Centennial, bringing it back down to their end. Certainly not what they wanted to see.
Centennial wins the draw, but Gaudreau can't handle the pass. She's able to get the steal right back, though. Leave it for Francis walking in. A shot, a save made by Shuck and into the far corner. No icing as Harthorn had an opportunity at it at the blue line. So she has to get back behind her own net and recover. Maybe one more rush. 15 seconds left on the power play as Gaudreau pushes it ahead for Griefenhagen. Griefenhagen bumped and goes into the boards. Oddly went in back first with her legs curled up, and she is slow to get up along the end boards. Is back on her feet as Gaudreau circles in the corner. One-time attempt fanned on. Behind the net is Lure, has to take it away by Griefenhagen. Up top for Gaudreau. That shot hit traffic, bounced around. And now it's Delaney Johnson poking it out to center, and Johnson fresh out of the penalty box to the other end to the backhand and just slides it wide. Eichelberger sends it back into the corner. Now recovers, tied up with Johnson. Playing it around was Francis. Kept in at the line momentarily, and now a 2-on-1 developing. Griefenhagen had it knocked away by Emily Peterson, who goes to recover her stick. Puck comes back out front, but the net came off. And that will get the whistle.
Bluebirds did a nice job of killing off that penalty. You know, especially early on here in the third period, you don't want to, you want to give up an early goal, certainly, and they did a nice job of making sure that they didn't get much for an opportunity.
Played around, Biscallo at the midboard. Gets it out past Crowley, but turned around by O'Hara. Centennial brings it in. Not a lot on that shot. Easy stick save for Shuck. Johnson behind her own net. Delaney Johnson trying to cut through the middle and lost the puck. Able to get back and recover it before anything bad happens, fortunately. Played around far side for Baker. She couldn't get it out past Gollner. CPCR again forced to retreat to their own end. Peterson's pass. Baker cross ice. Biscallo into the zone. Puts it on Stotero, who just saves it to the corner. Pitlick let it get away from her. Williams sends it, or Baker rather, sends it back in. Here's Lisney stopping it up and sending it back in. Allison Pitlick skating to center. And through the defense, backhand misses wide.
You can see why she's one of the better players on this squad. She's got some nice moves. Does a good job controlling the puck.
Comes from a hockey family.
Yes,
her older brother, a pretty good hockey player.
Yeah, I'd say.
Who laced him up here at Centennial a few years back. Now laces him up for the Edmonton Oilers in the National Hockey League. Pitlick back into the zone. Gets away from Williams. Sending it back up top. Hawthorne had to take it on the backhand. Tyson couldn't dig it free, but here's Williams. Haley Williams into the zone, dumps it in. And now Griefenhagen for Centennial across center ice. Swept away by Lisney, recovered by Griefenhagen. Comes free, Hawthorne pinching to keep it in. Hanula battling for it. Hawthorne pushes it back into the corner. Lisney behind her own net. Williams couldn't recover, but now breaks up the pass and will send it down where Thompson will recover. She just got off the bench. Knocked off her stick by Sinjum, recovered by Gaudreau. Gaudreau plays it off the boards into the zone. Oh, there's 6 blue jerseys out there.
Yeah,
and there have been for quite a while.
Yeah. Can't do that.
And that's one of those mental mistakes you don't like to make at any time. And obviously more common to happen early in the season as we are. Mackenzie Baker will go serve the penalty. 2 shots on the last advantage for Centennial. That one played to the front, but not hard enough. Turned away, but kept in at the line by Thompson. Reset on the left side of the offensive zone. Almick back for Prado. Prado tied up by Lisney. Almick able to dig it free. Almick has the goal for Centennial tonight. And it came on the power play in the second period. That pass was off the mark, and it carries Gollner back out to center. Back to her own blue line to regroup. Pass ahead, broken up by Lisney. And she will send it all the way down.
It gets to alleviate some of that pressure. Right around a minute left in this advantage for Centennial.
Pitlick's pass tipped into the zone by Prado. She'll get a change. Here's Lure skating it to center. Shot hit shin pads and turned around by Centennial. Gaudreau moves it to Griefenhagen into the zone. Griefenhagen trying to drop it, tipped away by Biscalo, regathered by Hawthorne. And now here's Gaudreau back to Hawthorne at the point. Lost it in her skate, able to recover. Down out of the reach of Francis. Abby Peterson stops it up. Griefenhagen a chance from a short angle, and there for the save was Bailey Shuck. Lure finally gets a hold of it and plays it all the way down. Just about 10 seconds remaining in the power play for Centennial. 1 shot on this advantage.
And Centennial still doing a pretty good job of out shooting the Bluebirds' 28-15 margin.
But their scoring chances really have not been that much greater than the visitors. A lot of pretty easy saves in there for Bailey Shuck. Not that she hasn't been very strong, but
she has.
There have been a lot of pretty easy ones. The ones you got to make. Johnson's shot is blocked and cleared by Francis. Chasing it back in her own end is Emily Peterson. Long pass to Mackenzie Baker at the Centennial blue line. Can't toe drag it past Torma. Back out at center. Peterson sends it right back in on Stotero. Long pass broken up by Delaney Johnson. Second chance will get it through to Crowley. Trying to go back across ice, and that's broken up. Gollner trying to go through the middle. That missed everybody. Abby Peterson skates it into the zone. Wrist shot misses wide to the far side. Kept in by Holly Johnson. Parr will skate behind her own net. 7.5 minutes to play in this third period. Still tied at 1. And CPCR going back into the penalty box. Holly Johnson picking up her second of this third period.
Yeah, and the third in this third period for
second of the game, third for the team.
Correct. And again, the Bluebirds are going to be shorthanded for a couple of minutes, and you don't want to give a good team like Centennial more opportunities to take the lead here.
Pretty good power or penalty kill last time out for the Bluebirds.
Yep.
Looking to have similar results here. Good battle by Abby Peterson. Kicks that one free, and Haley Williams will send it all the way down. Make the Cougars try to go 200 feet. Starts with Hawthorne. Backhand pass across for Almick. Almick into the zone. Cuts across the top of the circles. Looks to center. That was deflected. Went off the side of the cage, and Lisney skates it up ice for the Bluebirds. Lisney trying to stay out of reach of Almick and tracks it down again behind the other net. Here's Allison Pitlick. And no call as Lisney went down and took Pitlick down, but she did get the puck first. And the referee said, hey, great effort, penalty killer. A tangle up at the blue line forces Centennial offside. No, we're going to see a penalty. And we're going to go 4-on-4 for a while.
Yeah, minute 3 left in the Coon Rapids Champlin Park penalty.
Almick had already gone and gotten back to the bench. Had to be called off the player bench and go to the room of confinement.
The room of confinement. I like it.
It's a new one, just trying it out. Biscalo backhands it into the zone. And then ties up along the end boards with Dufresne. Biscalo able to kick the puck free. Baker trying to play it to the point and sends it all the way down. Blocked by Delaney Johnson after a dangerous turnover by the Bluebirds high in their own zone. Delaney Johnson bumped into the boards and goes down hard, but no call for that one either. Griefenhagen, wrist shot, knocked down and covered by Bailey Shuck.
Well, that'll do it for the 4-on-4. Now the Bluebirds will go on the advantage for 58 seconds with 5:21 remaining in the third period. And we are knotted up at 1. Bluebirds scored first in that first period, and Cougars able to tie it in the second.
Quick chance for Pitlick off the draw. Put her stick in there as the whistle blew, but Shuck clearly had control. Pitlick trying to do it again, get behind Tyson, get a quick shot off, and does. Peterson will control and set up behind the net. Long pass to Sinjum. Sinjum trying to force it into the zone past Torma. Cougars able to send it all the way back down. 30 seconds left in the power play for Champlin Park Coon Rapids. Pitlick challenging Peterson in the corner. Long pass ahead, Lure into the zone. Lure puts the shot on, patted away by Stotero. Cougars get it, get the clear, and that'll do it for the power play. We're down to 4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the third period. Will we see overtime, Shapiro?
Only time will tell, literally.
Well, I did note that Jeremy Millington is in attendance.
Well, he was here the other day, and we didn't go into extra. We'll see if the curse still exists.
Biscallo plays it back in, gives chase against Harthorn. Harthorn trying to change direction in the corner. Tied up there now as Williams pokes at it for CPCR. 4-player scrum develops. Puck comes free to Gaudreau. Her pass broken up by Mackenzie Baker and sent in behind. Williams battling, trying to center, nobody home. Francis passes too far, and it's going to head all the way down, and that will be icing.
No icing. Just going to cover the puck and have the face-off to her right. Okay.
I thought Shuck put the stick clearly behind the icing line, and it should have been icing, but not the call. So a face-off in the offensive zone for Centennial. They're able to win the draw. Prado trying to center. That's tipped before it gets to Pitlick. She recovers, plays it out for Gollner. She had to try and keep it in with her skate. Kicked ahead. Turned around again by CPCR. Here's Almick. Almick into the zone. Trying to leave it. Broken up by Lure. Taken away by Grace Hanula. Trying to feed Sinjum. It's going to come out behind the defender, but Thompson first one there. Lure trying to break things up. Puck right back to Pitlick. Cougars with speed. Broken up nicely, though, by Lisney and sent to the other end. Icing waved off. Gollner recovers. Heads back up ice for Centennial. Gollner gets it past Delaney Johnson, who spun and went down. Taken away, though, by Abby Peterson. Peterson turns away from the pressure by Gaudreau. Peterson will skate past the stick check of Francis, then lost it in the skates of Griefenhagen. Griefenhagen into the zone, a 2-on-1 as Gaudreau with her takes the shot. Blocker saved by Shuck. Rebound. Francis a chance. And Bailey Shuck able to make the save.
Again, Shuck coming up big there. A little pressure right in front of the Bluebird net as Centennial's trying to put this one away with, see if they can get on top with just 2 minutes remaining, a little under 2 minutes. Shuck.
Timeout called by Champlin Park, Coon Rapids.
Now Coach Coles is going to call a timeout, talk about things here with the puck down in the Bluebird end. If you like what you're seeing, you'll certainly like us on Facebook. I know it. I feel it. CK and Coon Rapids, make sure you check us out.
It all comes down to this, Shapiro. Less than 2 minutes on the clock, a tie game. CPCR outshot nearly 2-1 in the contest thus far, and they face a defensive zone faceoff where their opponents have been very good on the draw. Biscallo got tripped up. Pitlick comes away with the puck. Knocked off her stick by Lisney. And Delaney Johnson tried to split the defenders instead. Knocked to the ice, and CPCR will have a power play here for the remainder of regulation.
Well, you have to be so concerned about Delaney Johnson. She's going to try and split the defenders, and there you're going to see the takedown. And certainly one that's not going to please the Centennial coaching staff now with the final 1:42 of the third period. The Bluebirds on the power play.
Goldner tried to argue it, but clearly a check. But last power play not effective at all for CPCR. Really good pressure on the penalty kill by Centennial. Here's an opportunity for Griefenhagen coming in shorthanded, trying to cut back across the grain and then shoot back across her body. The blocker saved by Shuck. Francis had it tipped away by Biscalo. And Francis will chase it back in her own end, chased by Williams. Biscalo there trying to disrupt. Played up the boards, but not out. Delaney Johnson holds. Fakes the shot, walks in. There's a save for Stodero. Rebound, recovered. Baker the shot and the save made by Stodero. She'll hold on for the faceoff.
Baker doing a nice job of just releasing the shot quickly. Stodero able to come up with it. As we're 48 seconds remain in regulation.
Off the draw, Stodero makes another couple of saves.
She's come up big here on about 3 nice saves.
Grace Torma finally able to clear the length of the ice. Down to 20 seconds remaining in regulation. Biscalo sends it in. Peterson trying to get there. She'll tie up with Torma along the end boards. Down to 5 seconds remaining. And this one, Howie, is headed for overtime.
Yes, it is.
51 minutes in the books, but not enough to determine a winner. We'll take a break and be back with overtime from Centennial High School after this.
Oh, hi. I'm TV's Howie Shapiro. And when I'm not announcing CTN sports broadcasts with my sidekick Joe Yen, I'm watching all the other great programs on the CTN Studios YouTube page. There's news stories, great local events, and even full games. You can even watch on any smart device with a YouTube app. Whether that's your phone or a tablet, you can watch CTN's great programming wherever and whenever you want. You can even watch CTN's event coverage live. So no matter where you are, you can share in all the excitement. CTN Studios, building community through cable.
Back in Centennial Ice Arena, the Cougars and the Bluebirds tied at 1 after 3 full periods of play. More good pressure from Champlin Park in that, or from Centennial in that first period. Champlin Park, Coon Rapids got some opportunities as well. But both goaltenders holding tight.
Yeah, they have been. Yeah, the Bluebird did have some good opportunities on that power play situation here towards the end of the third period, but not able to make anything count.
Well, and they will have 18 seconds of power play to start the overtime. Eight-minute overtime on the clock, and we are ready for the puck drop. Johnson able to win it for CPCR. The pass just out of reach for Baker. Turned around. Lisney trying to keep it away from Olmec on the boards. Pitlick jumps on it. Goes to her backhand. Got tied up and coughed it up. CPCR just sends it back out of the zone. Cougars trying to recover at their own blue line. Broken up by Baker. Baker leaving it. Johnson didn't get much on that. Kind of got it off the heel of her stick. That one played all the way down, but the penalty is over, so icing the call. Will have a face-off back at the Centennial end with 7:28 in the overtime.
Bluebird's going to try and put a little pressure here now on the Cougar end with this face-off coming up.
Both teams 0-1 on the year. Conference opener for both squads and a section opponent. So even though it's very early, a lot on the line, both teams trying to get that big first win of the year.
Yeah, and you've got this kind of competition, and you wanna perform well. And
Kenzie Baker trying to circle back toward the boards. 3 white jerseys collapse on her. Delaney Johnson there to support. She got the handle and flipped it through the slot, but Vizcalo couldn't get there. Hawthorne turns it up for Gaudreau. Her pass off the skates of Francis, stopped up center ice by McClellan, but Gaudreau will carry it in. Gaudreau trying to stay away from Delaney. Johnson tied up along the end board. Puck still loose. Johnson kicks it free. Peterson can't get that pass past Greifenberger. Williams trying to get it out and now does. Vizcalo will skate onto it. Vizcalo leaves it. Williams is shot right into the chest of Mackenzie Stottero. We'll have another face-off in the Centennial end.
Yeah, Tester, but not a lot on that shot as Stottero easily made that save. But again, put a little pressure.
Right off the face-off, directed toward net by Williams. Dufresne will play it off the boards. Greifenhagen. It's Greifenhagen and Eichelberger. Greifenhagen. Lisney's shot deflected by Greifenhagen into the corner. Greifenhagen pinched to the boards. Held down there a little bit by Shack. Puck poke free to the corner. Shack trying to send it back out front. Still has it. Opportunity misses just wide for Tyson. Centennial will break out the near side. Greifenhagen poked away by Lisney. She has had a really good stick all night long.
She has.
Abby Peterson will skate and now pass out of the reach of Williams into the zone. Dufresne turning it around for Centennial. O'Hara will dump it into the zone for Centennial. McClellan moves it along. Lure pokes at it. Finally carried to center by Johnson. Here's Williams. Williams' shot partially disrupted. Easy save for Stottero. Lure tied up with a couple of Cougar players in the corner. Johnson over to give support. Puck comes free. Parr will come away with it for Centennial. Parr to center and into the Coon Rapids Champlin Park end. She will skate behind. Poked off her stick again by Hannah Lisney. And she sends it ahead for Sinjum into the zone. Her shot deflected, ends up behind the net. Recovered by Hawthorne. Moves it ahead for Hammond. Quickly broken up by Vizcalo. CPCR offside as Lisney was trying to jump the pass. Peterson breaks that one up. There's Vizcalo getting a stick in on Olmec, and now back in the hands of Hawthorne, and that one knocked away from her, and Stottero has seen enough.
Yeah,
Let's just cover it up. Let's get some fresh legs out here. And
Delaney Johnson knocked that puck away, and she was trying to chase it. Stottero, as you mentioned, smartly just covering it up and getting the face-off.
Pitlick trying to walk off the board, sends it ahead to Olmec, knocked off her stick by Abby Peterson. Recovered and carried in by Prado. Prado, the shot, glove save by Shuck. Cougars win the draw. Goldner can't get what she wants on the one-time attempt. Battle for the puck. Delaney Johnson will come out of the corner with it. Skate away from Almick and head up ice. Delaney Johnson plays it into the corner and gives chase. Trying to center, but tied up there by Thompson. Back the other way. A 3-on-2 developing for Centennial. Almick leaves it. Pitlick, the shot save made by Schuck. Pitlick recovers, carries behind. Out to the point, Goldner. Back to Pitlick. Pitlick, top of the circles, looking for an angle. Takes the shot. Schuck makes the save. Up out of play. And there's 3:04 remaining in overtime.
Pitlick does a nice job of creating space for herself, and then she's going to get the wrist shot off. And you mentioned Schuck gets a piece of it.
McClellan sends it around. Haley Williams tied up. Puck into back in the corner. Griefenhagen and Lisney are there. Griefenhagen comes away with it now. Back out to Torm at the point. Griefenhagen couldn't handle the return pass, and it's kicked back to the other end. Harthorn chased behind by Williams. Tyson giving chase as well. She'll double back to the corner again. Now move it for Gaudreau. Cross-ice pass. Deflected behind Griefenhagen. Lisney walking in deep. Carrying out front. It was knocked away and now cleared. Abby Peterson can't get there before Griefenhagen. Gaudreau circles, looks for help. Has Griefenhagen. Her shot blocked by Tyson. Recovered by Mackenzie Baker. Baker to the Centennial end. Played back to the line. Lisney steps in. Baker trying to look for Delaney Johnson at the back post. Bezcalo in a little give and go. And this is going to be whistled as soon as Peterson touches it. Did get a piece of it with a high stick as she tried to knock it down at the blue line. 1:36 remaining.
Yeah, both these teams would certainly like to get the win. I'm sure neither one will be satisfied with just a tie.
Yeah, both teams losing their season opener and here in the conference opener would really like the win. They'd rather have a tie than a loss.
This is true.
But both teams really wanting a win, of course, their first of this early season. That one directed just wide. Olmec trying to center. Schuck able to dive and get on top of it. Just over a minute remaining.
Yeah, Schuck reached behind her, making sure she grabbed that puck. Again, a little bit of pressure in front
and
of the
now we'll
Bluebird
see
net.
Centennial taking their timeout. With an offensive faceoff, 1:03 remaining in the overtime period.
Yeah, good timeout for them at this point.
63 seconds left. You put your best players on the ice and hope they can finish it off. And for CPCR, win the faceoff, clear the zone.
Yep.
If you don't win the faceoff, block the shot. It's as simple as that, Shapiro.
You just drew it up, Yund. The great hockey mind that you are.
Well, let's not go too far.
We're going to see this Bluebird team again on Saturday night against Maple Grove. You won't, unfortunately, but you'll be otherwise occupied.
Little Falls with the boys hockey team. A couple of scrimmages. See what we have to work with this year. Excited.
Yeah, you should be.
big face-off here with 1:03 remaining in overtime. It's Pitlick against Johnson. Pitlick able to win the draw. Thompson will send it in deep. Behind the net is Prado. She overskated it a bit, came back to recover, pinched off it by Lisney. Pitlick now can't get off the boards as Williams is able to take it off her stick. Pitlick able to recover out of neutral ice. Sends it across out of the reach of Almick, turned around by Abby Peterson. Here's Piscallo into the middle. Delaney Johnson tied up and goes down. Cardinal fans wishing they could get a call. It's got to be pretty bad to get it in the last minute of overtime. Pitlick back the other way, trying to go around Lisney. Lisney, great job again with the stick, just keeping her wide, not giving her an angle to get back in front. Puck played to the far side. Almick cross and out of the zone, and Goldner has to retreat, and we'll just send it back in. We're under 10 seconds, and this one's going to end in a tie. Johnson tips it ahead and gives chase, but the buzzer will sound as she gets there, and it will go in the books as a tie.
Yeah, and again, Coach Colta said we want to see what we have. We're on the road here for the first time against a conference in a section opponent, and granted, both teams would have liked to have gotten the win, but they get a chance to see what they have here. This is only the second game of this season, a very long season.
Yes, very, very early, obviously, but both teams, I think, as we were talking about, really wanted the win.
Yep.
But both will take the tie.
They will. They will take the tie because they did not want the loss at this point, and nobody wanted to go to 0-2. And again, there's a lot of hockey left in front of them.
So 8 extra minutes of bonus hockey, but still could not produce a winner. Both teams moved to 0-1-1 on the season, and the season rolls on. As you mentioned, Howie, the girls hosting the Maple Grove Crimson on Saturday at 7 o'clock. That'll be live at 7 o'clock. And then Tuesday at Andover on the 20th. And then the boys get things rolling on the road against Rogers on Tuesday the 27th. But that's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score, Centennial 1, Champlin Park, Coon Rapids 1. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Youngs.